right, everybody. Tonight is that night, Nipsey Hussle night. 1 year remembrance of Nipsey Hussle, you guys. And I got some special guests coming on tonight and a lot of information, you guys. Come on, check it out. All right, everybody. Hello, hello, hello again. This is the second edition today, and I have a special guest coming on today, straight from California, who is a rolling 60s, you guys. He is from the same set as Nipsey Hussle. I am fortunate enough to get this interview with him, and you guys, this is over the top with me. I brought in another guy who also knew Nipsey Hussle. This guy is, he's a good guy. I sat and had a conversation with him for about 2 hours today, and he's going to set the record straight on a few things. He's going to tell you a little about who he is, and without further delay, I'm sorry, getting tongue-tied here because I'm very excited, you guys. If you guys could please hit that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't shared it, please share this one. If you haven't liked anything else, I know you guys liked my one earlier today, so I hope this one is up there with it, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. So without delay, let me get my caller on the line here. All right, I got to pull up his number. Yes, I do have phone numbers. Yes. So, let's see. I have to find what I did with his number. Alrighty, let's see. We'll do it this way, because he just texted me. Alrighty. Here we go. Alright, you guys. I am calling.
Hello?
Hello.
What's
Hey,
up?
this is
Hello,
Aunty
Aunty.
Bees. How you doing?
Excellent.
All right. I have my audience live for you here. Let's see. And first off, I hope you didn't work too hard. Like I said, I have my audience live here, and first thing I want you to do is tell the callers your name.
I'm tall, cuzz. I hail from the city of LA, West Coast, California native. And I'm just trying to get my music out there. Get familiar with me.
Okay. Can you speak up a little bit for me so they can make sure they hear you?
Tall cuz, that's my name.
Okay.
You know, it's
Okay.
My street name, my rap name. I have my independent record label, Ear Hustle. Yeah, just get familiar with me.
Okay. Get that, you guys. Ear Hustle. I do have some of his music to let you guys listen to. Okay, Talkers, can you elaborate who you are in relation to the Cali culture?
Well, sure. I'm from one of the most noted sets on the West Coast, from the Rolling '60s, and just growing up in LA and the gang culture, that's part of the West Coast culture that that I'm mostly immersed in, and then the music.
Can you turn your volume up, or can you turn it up a little bit so we can hear you a little bit better? Or can you guys hear him okay? Can you put a 1 in the chat if you can hear him okay? Because I want to make sure that the audience can hear you.
All right, hold on.
We're on a couple of seconds delay with them as well. Okay. They said they can hear you.
Okay.
They said they can hear you fine. Okay.
All right.
How long have you been a 60s Crip member?
95.
Okay.
1995.
Okay. With no disrespect to you or your set, what made you want to join and be a 60s Crip?
Well, I guess we can call it product of my environment.
Okay.
It's just that's where most of my friends were. So growing up in the area, for Crenshaw and Slauson, going to the same schools, the same individuals, basically doing the same thing. It's just being a statistic. It's what you know. It's what you grow up in, and I joined it. Because it's what I was familiar with.
Okay. Are you still active now?
Nah. Definitely not running amok and being a menace in the city. No, we ain't doing that.
Okay.
I'm trying to build. It's about building. It's about building the city up. I didn't. From tearing it down in my youth. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to start building it up.
Okay. So, with the new generation that's coming up now of 6-0s, what do you think about the new generation now coming up?
Well, every generation is pretty much. There's differences and variations, but it's pretty much the same. Generation to generation, it's just violence. From this generation to that generation. In terms of like what changes is, people start dressing different. The slang changes a little bit here and there, but overall, it really kind of stays the same. The basic principle of it is, it's this set versus that set, this Crip versus that blood. That never really changes. There's a truce here and there.
Okay.
Where enemy sets get along for a period of time, and then something disrupts the truce, and then it goes right back to violence. So that transcends generation to generation. So
Okay.
really, to me, I look at it as there's no major differences besides, if you're looking at clothing, what we wear is not technically what they wore. What the new generation is wearing, my generation, different slang. So those would be the differences.
Okay, yeah, because I do notice that they're wearing pretty much any colors that they want, and I know the Crip basic colors of it is I'm not saying the only color that they wear, but the basic color is the blue, right? The blue, and is it blue, white, and black?
Blue.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
The color that represents the Crips, for sure. That's just blue.
Okay. So with what you know now from your past of growing up from a young man into a older man, what advice would you give for the Crips that are your younger ones that are coming up now?
it's about educating yourself.
Okay.
You know, I didn't really change my mind until I educated myself
Okay.
on, you know, what really matters and what really doesn't matter in life. So, you know, you either educate yourself on how to be part of the solution, or you educating yourself on how to be a part of the problem.
Okay.
And that was my problem. Is the only education I was technically getting based on, you know, the areas. I didn't have mentors like that growing up in a single father home, single mother home, stuff like that. So, you know, I did school a lot. I wasn't getting school education. I was getting street education. So, because I was always ditching school, I was in the street. So, you know, it's just what you feed your mind with. That's what you're gonna be out giving your energy to in life. And so, my best advice is don't give so much of the energy to the persona of who you are from your gang,
Okay.
because that's really what also I had to recognize is what is my real name. That's who I really am.
Okay.
My street name is a character, you know, that I get in the hood. So I'm running around being my character more than I am being myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So I
So
guess.
be yourself more than you are your character.
Okay. So I guess the name that you got as tall cuz is because you're tall.
Yeah, in high school when I got that name, I was a lot taller than most of my peers around me.
Okay. Okay. So are you from the same set as Nipsey Hussle?
Yeah, it's all the same, roller 60.
Okay. It did you um did you know Nipsey at all?
Yeah, I definitely knew of Nipsey for sure.
Okay. And how did you meet Nipsey?
That's way back in the early 2000s or late 90s, like 98, 99, something like
So you
that,
guys were
maybe
just
2000.
teenagers. Well, matter of fact,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, very young.
early teens.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
By you being in the music industry, have you done any music with him?
when I first got started with music, this was me back in 2002 when I got my first independent record deal.
Okay.
I was with the record label called NCE at the time, and I know Nipsey was just really getting on, like kind of at the same time, like beginning to start doing his thing. I was starting to do my thing,
Okay.
and so I was doing a song, and I had a few of the homeboys who was rapping at the time too. So it was like it's called My Homies, and I had about six of my homies on that song, and Nipsey Hussle was one of them. So it's a song that we did. I actually never even put it out. I never put it out specifically, but I do have it in the archives.
Okay. Now, since Nipsey has passed away, what is the mood and the tone around there in the area? Are they pretty much they feeling the impact of him being gone?
Remember, you know, he was definitely becoming a positive role model for not just people in our area, but around the country, and inspired people around the world. You know, so the loss of Nipsey and what he was beginning to really scratch the surface of the things that he was doing in the community.
Right.
You know, that's a very big impact. You know, for losing a guy like that.
Okay. So what you know of Nipsey, what type of I know you were young when you were around him often. From those teenage years, what type of person was he as a teen growing up?
I really didn't run around the same pack of individuals to really know Nipsey like
Okay.
that myself personally, because like the hood is like hundreds and even thousands of individuals from the set.
Right.
So you really don't get to know everybody like that from every single block, you know, and become personal. So I have the group of guys that, you know, I know real personally, because these are guys I ran with every day,
Okay.
was next to, I hustled with and did things like that, and just and then Nipsey was a little younger than me too, so he technically basically with in my everyday running circle because of our age difference as well.
Okay. Now, I did get some of your music. I have one song in particular. I don't know if you have your thing on where you can see or hear my live, but I'm going to play one of your songs if you don't mind for the audience.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. You guys, this is one of the songs that Tall Cuz had, one of his songs that he made, and I can't remember which order I put it in, but I think this one is called Keep Mo, and the Mo
Keep
is
Mo.
money over everything.
Keep money over everything.
All right, I'm gonna play it for him now, a little bit for him. Okay.
Keep Mo money. Give me your money. Mo.
I'm waiting for it to come up so you can hear it too.
Never enough.
Or do
Hey,
you have
COD.
your set where you can hear it?
I haven't even tuned in yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to find you on the tools right now.
Okay.
When it comes to my finance,
Just like a
look
couple of
alive,
seconds.
man. What you do? I play these instruments like a live band, and I do what it takes to protect my fam. It's hard to stay focused cause it's easy to get sidetracked. Who has my back? I swear it's hard to tell. Friends are with you when you're free, but disappear when you go to jail. It'll be a cold day in hell before you get a piece of mail. Because humans are fallible. My best friend is a scale on the real. And these days, most of y'all fall for anything. Don't know where you wanna go in life, so you drive in any lane. I ask, who's to blame? Me or the institution that made and broke air law in the Constitution? Fucking hypocrites, I hold you in contempt. You wipe the Panthers out, but let the KKK exist. Ain't a goose, rebel kings will forever live. Tall Cuz, William Best, yelling on my rebel shit. Money over bitches, money over niggas. It's money over everything. Nigga, I'm the realest. I can't trust you. I can't trust them. I can't trust her. I can't trust him. Keep Mo, nigga. Keep Mo. Keep Mo. Keep Mo, bitch. Keep Mo. Keep Mo. Keep Mo, nigga. Keep Mo. Keep Mo. Keep Mo, bitch. Keep money away. Behind the green gates of Boston, I'm a Dorset Villa boy. My roots go deep in the soil like a sycamore. Living in the fast lane, sleeping in the war zone. To me, love, you have to know pain. I keep more
now.
here. You got some, but I got more.
I'm gonna put in pictures so everyone will know who you are and what you look like, so they can identify a face with the music. So when they hear your music, they will know what to look for. And this is Ear Hustle Entertainment, you guys.
Traffic, I like to hang glide. Puffin' clouds in the whip, I'm in the lane high. On my way, but two bitches at the same time. Take it from me, you should live a day like money over bitches, money over niggas, it's money over everything. Nigga, I'm the realest. I can't trust you, I can't trust him. I can't trust her, I can't trust him. Keep Mo, nigga, keep Mo, keep Mo, keep Mo.
Tell them how you know
nigga,
Sandman
I know
Remember
Sandman
we were
is doing
teens on
well
the grind to be
in the
ballers. We couldn't buy a home, so we
and
bought
like
it by
I
the
mentioned before, at
quarter.
that time
We
when I
got a
finally
dough
did
up,
it,
they had to spend it all on
I was
lawyers.
actually
We beat the case and got back in the streets and started over. They trying to get 200 years to my nigga Doma. He said, fuck the in crowd, it's best to be alone. Cause niggas
gas
take
station,
credit for things they
the
didn't do.
Arco,
And when they get cracked,
right
they
there.
point the finger
And,
at you. When it's beef, I let the 40 cal move. And I used to shell catch so
wanted to,
police don't have
he
a
just wanted
clue.
to rap.
Handy with the tool,
Say,
there ain't a
like,
problem
you
I
out
can
here
fix. Whether Willie in a
So,
bike or
you know,
behind
and we
window
just went from
10,
there.
I drive
I
Harleys
pulled
and
him up under my
ninjas,
wing.
Beamers and
And,
Benzes.
was rocking with
Fuck the
brought him
speed
to the
limit.
table.
Had
We was doing
blinkers
a little
on, now
rapping
I'm
there.
taking my time.
Then,
Since royalty went
once
missing, I live by these words. These words, money over bitches, money over niggas, money over everybody.
my mom's house, back and forth from his house to my house. They came up with the record label Rebel Kings Entertainment. So yeah, that's my partner.
So what type of person was Sandman?
That man is a very loyal person. That's what Sandman is. Super loyal and dedicated to his people. He has Eritrea on his heart, daily. And definitely as far as the hood is concerned, he's just loyal. He's a loyal dude.
Okay. Now I know we had spoke earlier in regards to Sandman and with his Eritrean upbringing. You said there was he had connections with Sudan as well. And can you elaborate on his upbringing of what you know from in Eritrea?
Well, so at the time it was like, I don't want to really, mess up the history of it, because it's been a while since I even talked about it like that. But what was going on in Eritrea at the time, I believe, if I'm remembering correct, he told me he was about 6 or 7 years old, and there was a revolution going on at the time, and like a war, and in that war, his family ended up, going to Sudan as refugees, and then from Sudan ended up in America.
Okay.
So that's how his travels came. He's basically raised in war.
Okay.
Raised in the middle of a war and civil unrest.
Right.
So he came to the city, in the middle of like where the Rolling 60s in a gang neighborhood. It's violent, but gang violence is not. I don't even think it would compare to like having to be raised in like civil unrest.
Okay.
War.
Okay. Now, when we spoke earlier, I know you were saying a lot about his family and how he came from pretty much royalty there in Eritrea. And when his and when his grandfather passed, he left him a lot of land and he wanted to go back there.
Yeah, Sandman definitely had plans to do stuff with the land that his family, had left him, that left him and their friend and his brothers and stuff. He just wanted to do so much for his country,
Okay.
bring some positivity back there.
Was he married at all?
No.
Did he have children?
No.
Okay. Now I know you just said it. Can you elaborate again to everyone when you made a song with Sandman? What year was that?
Well, with you mean with Nipsey or with Sandman?
With Sandman.
With Sandman. So, when me and Sandman first started making songs, that started happening right around 2006.
Okay.
2007.
Okay. And you made a song.
We were in the middle of.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're in the middle of recording a mixtape called X1 that Sandman ended up putting out, because at that time, just being really heavy in the streets, this is me and Sandman that got shot up together, and this was like months before, after basically me and him that got shot up, months after that, I ended up catching a bid. So in the midst of us recording this album, Sandman, when we got shot up, he got shot up real bad. So he was in the hospital for a month or two, and then from there, having to recover, you're not right back at it as soon as. So within the months that's passing and all that, recovering and coming back from those injuries and all that, I ended up catching my bid. So the project never got finished. Well, he finished it while I was gone, but I never got to really put my voice on it, like I wanted to, because I wasn't there to, say my verses and play a part in it coming out.
Right.
But Extra Volume 1 is something that did get put out.
Okay. So what was the deal? Why did Sandman get killed, or are you able to elaborate on that?
Some things are just better left unsaid.
Okay. Did they ever catch the guy who shot him the first time?
The first time you talking about when me and him got shot together?
Yeah, when you guys got shot together, yes.
No, those guys didn't get caught.
Okay. What about, because I heard there was a Hispanic guy that shot and killed him in the alley that was outside of a recording studio. Did they catch that guy?
Well, the guy from what I know, he wasn't Hispanic that got caught. The guy that got caught for doing it.
Okay.
But yeah, the guy responsible for his death, those dudes are locked up.
Okay. I know. Did you make it to his funeral?
No, I was still locked up.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I know that's a hard thing to deal with your homeboy. Somebody that you spend a lot of time with, and you're locked up and you're hearing that they get killed. I know that really messed you up. You heard about him and then you hear about Nipsey. That's a lot. Because a lot of people are still dealing with Nipsey's death. And it's just, both of them were really good guys, and it just so happened both of them, are in California and they're Eritrean bloodline, and both of them are killed, both rappers. It's sad. Was Sandman, was he pretty down to earth, easy to talk to, easy to get along with?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody who knew Sandman definitely loved him.
Okay. Yeah, because I know they said that, it's something about the Eritrean upbringing that him and Nipsey both had, is that they were, very grounded, down to earth. They didn't think they were bigger or better than anybody, and they were very approachable. And, as far as easy to hold a conversation with, they didn't look down on anybody. And that's why they were such easy targets, because, they stuck in the community where they lived, and they had opportunities to get out and they didn't. And, that was taken for granted that they were still there when they should have left. But they felt they were at home amongst, everybody in the hood where they grew up.
Yeah, that's definitely one way. That's one way to put it. Nipsey actually definitely he made it out. He didn't have or he didn't no longer live necessarily in the hood. He was living with his girl, and they weren't living in the hood, so he definitely made it out. It's one thing, still coming back down and visiting, and just being in the area. You still put yourself at the risk and the dangers that come along with being in these areas. So, it's just, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? It's like you when you're building stuff and you're trying to build up your community, you got to go in your community to do that.
Right.
So.
Okay. So, were Nipsey, because I know there's a few pictures of Nipsey and Sandman together. You see them giving each other dap. You see them outside of the marathon. You see them in different areas in pictures. Were they really close or close at all?
I wouldn't necessarily say that they were really close, but as in all things, you know, we're homeboys from the set, and both of them, you know, been around for the longest in the turf, um, and you know, they both were trying to do the same thing, basically, you know, make it in the rap industry. Um, so I wouldn't necessarily say they were close, but definitely, you know, definitely talked to each other and had a relationship there.
Okay. Um, was he, what type of person was Sandman? Was he a ladies' man? Because, you know, you see the hair, you see the brown skin, and he's a smooth talker just like Nipsey. And, you know, you see a lot of females. Was he a ladies' man?
Well, that's you know, he had 99 problems, but you know,
But a
that girl
baby
wasn't
mama's
one.
wasn't one.
That's for damn sure.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to disrespect your show by cussing and all that.
Well, it's
I'm
okay.
not,
It's
you know,
okay.
that.
Speak your mind.
Oh my,
It
yeah,
ain't
yeah,
no
yeah.
holds barred here. You know, you say what you said, but
All
I'll
right.
put it to you like this. Um, Sandman had a lot of bitches. That's what they call it. And I don't mean no respect to no woman. I'm a woman. I don't mean no respect to the ladies at all, or no disrespect to anybody. But that's just the term that is used, and I understand that. Okay, or you can say the hoes. He had a bunch of hoes.
Well, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you see something you like, you go after it. You know, if you're not in a relationship, you know, and you're not tied down to nothing, which he wasn't. You know, you free to live. You free to do what you want to do, how you want to do it.
Right.
Especially if you out here, you know, you hustling, you making your own money, you surviving. You know, you living on your own too. You know, so at the end of the day, you see something you like, and you go after it, and everybody makes their own decision. Is what you go after likes you too, and you make it. You know, you make a night of it. And that's how the West is won.
Okay. Do you know what type of women were his type? What kind of women did he like? Because I know I've seen Nipsey. He pretty much liked the light skinned girls with big booties and dimples.
I wouldn't even like put a box on it like that.
He
You
just
know,
like
it's
women.
just, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, it's different reasons why you holler at a different girl. You know.
Okay. So, to you, I have your picture up there. The ladies are seeing your picture, seeing who you are. When will you be coming out with some new music?
Uh, I got a couple things on hold right now because this coronavirus is just really just messing everything up.
Right.
I have music that I just recently dropped though for sure. I have a project I dropped in November of last year, which is barely a few months ago, called Back on My Bullshit. That's streaming everywhere. So if y'all want to go check that out, you know, YouTube, you know, Spotify, iTunes, any one of those online platforms that you listen to, you can go look at Talk Back on My Bullshit. So that's the latest this little EP album I dropped. And then I did a video for one of the songs on there that's on my YouTube, my Talk Cuzz YouTube channel called Hellcat. So, you know, I like fast cars, so I had to do a song after the Hellcat.
And I've heard that one. I like that song. I was trying to get it, but I couldn't get it to download to put it on here to play. But I think I'm able to get it this way. So what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, I'm going to go on your channel and play them. I have the official video of it, of that song. So I'm going to put it up with my phone so I can let them hear that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go. You do your thing.
All right, here it goes, you guys. Oh, wait a minute.
That's actually that song is actually West Coast. That's on that same album. That's that song is called West Coast that you was just playing.
Okay, but this is the beginning of Hellcat, right? That this is on.
Oh yeah, the video. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Say the video. Right.
This is his video, you guys. Hellcat.
I have tacos here to see you. Sure, I'll be sure to tell them. Thank you.
Okay, you guys, stop texting because it's coming through on my phone, please.
What's going on, man? How you doing? Good. Nice to meet you. Let's come and get a car? Yeah, looking for it. Awesome. Come check out this Challenger Scat Pack right here.
That's a nice car.
Jeep Gladiator right here, just built by West Coast Customs, specifically customized right here. How you like it? Yeah, it's looking good. Okay. It's nice. Is this something you're looking for? That's cool. It's cool.
Hey, Jules, indeed. You guys got to stop texting.
Okay, let's go check it out. So what you like about it, man? Beautiful, huh?
Super fast. Sounds like a monster.
Yes, sir. We got
Uh-oh.
that. We got that SRT wide body with this.
That's that
Awesome.
teal
How you like the
blue.
car?
Man, I love the car.
That's great.
It's Hellcat, so that's a
Okay.
slapper.
Like the color?
I love the color, man. As a matter of fact, I want it.
Okay.
Haha.
Okay.
Cash on hand.
I'm back on my bullshit, nigga on the game. I'm back on my bullshit, niggas in the way. I'm back on my bullshit, out here getting paid. I'm back on my bullshit, BOMB. 800 horsepower in my Hellcat motor. It costs to be the boss, I been paid the quarter. All about them 3 hoes, like a nigga bowling. If you ain't with the business, bitch, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes. Fuck a stop sign and red lights, we don't waste. Pedal to the metal, keep up with my pace. I live it fast like, which one of y'all wanna race? From the Crenshaw district, I grew up in the villa. Rapping 4 fingers up, twisted in the middle. What's the neighborhood thing, bitch? On 6-0, the B before the P, I get the bag before the demo.
Always set the trend, never follow back. I'm my horny toe, to my living time.
Girl, L over B, we'll see how long it lasts. Put it on the table or I'll get it out your ass. Gotta eat, after I smoke. Pulling up in Inglewood to get hungry Joe's. I got the jerk oxtails with a side of curry goat. It's in the blood, huh? So I ordered that to go. Counting down to a science when I'm up in the lab. What you cooking in the stew, Tom? Another hit track. Riding dirty in the street like a more flat. Ridge Robin from the city with a Billy on my lap. I'm back on my bullshit, nigga on the game. I'm back on my bullshit, niggas in the way. I'm back on my bullshit, out here getting paid. I'm back on my bullshit, BOMB. 800 horsepower in my Hellcat motor. It costs to be the boss, I been paid the quarter. All about them 3 hoes, like a nigga bowling. If you ain't with the business, bitch, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes. Fuck a stop sign and red lights, we don't waste. Pedal to the metal, keep up with my pace. I live it fast like, which one of y'all wanna race? Taking flight like I'm departing the runway. Busting guns for fun, I'm with the gun jet. Eating good, making moves, I'm still hungry. Like Tupac and Nipsey, see down the street, love me out the mud. Doing dirt like a worm for the money, pulling up, hitting switches, so hopping like a bunny. Laughing to the bank, but my money ain't funny. Lay 'em down, hit the safe, they didn't see it coming. MOB cash out, hold down. I saw the beef like a drive-through it in and out. Talking that shit, 40 Glock in your mouth. Gripping on point, I make the big homie bow. Bullshit, fuck, I don't care what you say. Who you think you are? You niggas in the way. I show you what you bought, I'll spray you with the cake. If it don't make 1,000, then it's not a good day. I always do me, you can see there's no comparison.
My neck Charm City, like Baltimore, I'm mad. He go trip, I'm hella egg. It's ugly in my goose, how about the caravan? I'm back on my bullshit, nigga on the gang. I'm back on my bullshit, niggas in the way. I'm back on my bullshit, out here getting paid. I'm back on my bullshit, BOMB. 800 horsepower in my Hellcat motor. It costs to be the boss, I been paid the quarter. All about them 3 hoes, like a nigga bowling. If you ain't with the business, bitch, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes, you can keep it rolling. All gas, no brakes. Fuck a stop sign, the red lights, we don't wait. Pedal to the metal, keep up with my pace. I live it fast like, which one of y'all wanna race?
All right. That sounds like it was a winner to me, you guys. What you guys think? What you guys think about that one? I think you got a winner on your hand right there with that one, Tall Cuz.
Oh yeah, that one be turning the club up. They gets right to it when that come on.
Oh
in the
yeah.
Club. And then I swear, if you didn't drive fast at all, you play that when you driving your car. I swear you want to hit donuts and all that.
I have a lot of people saying, "Hey," and nice beat, and everybody's showing the fire and the gas, the fast
all
cars.
gas, no brakes.
Yeah, yes, and it's got people dancing on here, so. It's like a rush it to me. I say rush it, you guys. So when your album, you said this is on your new one, or is this the old one?
Yeah, that's the most recent release right there. Album. It's called Back on My Bullshit.
Okay.
So you can grab that anywhere. It's out anywhere on any online, whatever platform you listen to. iTunes, Apple, whatever. Spotify. This is on any one of those online platforms.
Okay, well, you got my support for it. You have my listeners. You get their support. You guys make sure you hit like and subscribe on his channel. It is Tall Cuzz, TALLCUZZ, Tall Cuzz. Okay.
Yeah.
The type of music you do is rap, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And the name of that album is?
Back on My Bullshit.
Back on My Bullshit. Check it out, y'all.
Yeah.
Who are some of the people that you have collaborated on that album with?
That album I did solo. I did all solo.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we'll be also looking for your new one that comes out as well. So you got to keep me posted. So when you get your new one to drop, I want to be the first to put your music out there. If you don't have your channel up and going by then, I want to be the first one to put it out there for you.
Oh yeah, you got that, Aunty.
All right. Now I'm going to play another song for you guys from him. Okay, this is the second song, you guys. Check it out.
Tell me about this life. Tell me about this life.
Somebody want to ready me to
Tell me about this life.
Now I'm living, 'cause if you don't, you ain't got nothing to say to me, no.
Tell me about this life. Tell me about this life. I'm out here hustling. I earned every stripe. Tell me about this life. I push it to the limit. I never thought twice. Started with a vision. Small time to a big league. But stack your profit if you really want to succeed. I got trees, I got work. LA been had perk. I got pills, I got coke. But what I don't do is snort. I took chance, got snitched on. I changed up like a new song. Get money cause life's short. You'll never know. Carry comb on, I show you the way. Get money with caution. Friends, folks, better watch you. If you have to, better clap them. one life to live. My life ain't it soap opera. I get money, I run shit. I'm something like a dictator. I hater, by hater. Bullet to your head, dead nigga. Far from fake, real nigga. Child soldier, real shooter, go getter. Got money on the line, major figures. Rap game need me, Jehovah. My life on the line, so survivor, real rider. My right hand man is doing 6 up beat cases, pay dues, so I don't owe you shit. Tell me if you with that. Tell me about your life. I'm out here hustling. I earned every stripe. Tell me about your life. I push you to the limit. I never thought twice. Tell me with that. Tell me about your life. I'm out here hustling. I earned every stripe.
Rest in peace, Goose, I miss you, bro. Brother Kings, forever. Hit a Willie Tom. In the city of angels, living in sin, I won't deny, I acknowledge it. My life's a thug life, I program in politics. On the front lines, in the streets with a gun. On the main line, on the yard with a knife, I've been there, done that. There's nothing you can tell me about this life, I'm a certified reputable, highly intellectual. That hater shit ain't in me low. If a bitch wanna jump ship, I let it go. My grip flag, I salute that. Rich roll, I do that. Tri-state with.
Bro, let's just go shoot on the fly.
Okay.
Like there was no treatment for this video. It was just totally on the fly. Yeah, so we just went and did it out of nowhere and came up with some creative like on the spot, some on the spot like type of shot.
Okay.
And shit, we just did it all freestyle.
Okay. Well, you guys, I have another video from Tall Cuz, and this one is featuring Excel Beats called Calling Me Back. I'm trying to turn it up.
To keep my funds right, squeezing like a bear, that's what I get up like a hug light. Praying to the Father, I don't have another gunfight. Feeling like Nas low, all I need is one mic. Storming like bad bitch, all I need is one bite. Baby, keep your love light, all I need is one night. Ace of spades in my hand, yeah, my game is Trump tight. A low IQ is what I go dumb like. The kush in my lungs got me jump high. It's a dodo bird, my swag don't fly. A real one like me is hard to come by. I live a fast life, keep up with my tempo. Headed to the pylon, watch me reach the end zone. Hip hop, my mama and my daughters, what I live for. Looking at the hills, I got my back turned to Sierra.
When you trying to eat, you ain't gotta think twice about pulling out the heat. Man, this trap, I gotta get about it. All these stars, I can't forget about them. No matter what, I'll never live without it. Now I'm on my way, Streets keep calling me back. Streets keep calling me back. Streets keep calling me back.
I got my extras from the hood just to let you know. I went to jail the day before they shot that video. I'm a rebel kid. Rest in peace, nigga. Drinking to the memories. I'm up that edit post. I'm grade double A like a dozen eggs. The streets keep calling me back. Like Excel said. The homie hit me from the pen. I'm doing 3 ways. He got sent to the hole for 15 days. Looking at the map, searching for a better route. Like a quarter seconds, one way in, only one way out. I put my options on the scale, I gotta weigh them out. I didn't go down, to let my shoulders down. I'm not Scarface, but I got a Scarface. For the riff raff, I keep it good. I'm too tall to stay short, I need it all today. The only way it goes is for that going away.
When you trying to eat, you ain't gotta think twice about pulling out the heat. Man, this trap, I gotta get about it. All these stars, I can't
All right, there goes another one, you guys. That was another one. Fire. It's fire. That was hot. That was hot. You got some good music there, man.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
gonna hit
I've
it.
been doing it for a long time.
Yes, yes. And they're saying nice. They're liking this. You know, yep. Everybody's liking this. So what are your next moves after the coronavirus is over? What are you going to be doing? Are you going back into the studio to do more music?
Definitely. Of course, I'm doing a lot of writing. I have actually another artist. I put music out on ES Flames.
Okay.
As an independent artist, what I did was go and start my own independent record label called Ear Hustle Entertainment.
Okay.
So that's really like my approach is really just doing my independent grind. So it's putting out a record that I got a couple beats for my artist ES Flames. He's really dope. I got some more records I'm gonna be doing. I have this transition that I'm going through. I don't want to speak too much on that,
Okay.
but you know, that's part of why I'm starting my YouTube channel, so I can all of my people and my family, my friends, fans around the, you know, fans everywhere.
Right.
They'll get a chance to follow the story and how I go from, you know, just my transition and from moving away from really just promoting the street aspect
Okay.
of what, you know, my language and the type of rap that I do. You know what I'm saying? It's just showing growth.
Okay. Well, I think you're going to do very well with it. I can tell you this. Keep reaching. Never stop. Keep going. You know, you got some hot material here. Keep going. Don't stop. You know, you can't let it, you know, sometimes you may feel that one door may close on you, but when one door closes, another door will open. You may get 2 or 3 more doors to open, but just keep going. I'm tell you, congratulations. I'm proud of you. And because of the situation, I know how it is in California. I've lived there before, and things is hard, especially for a black man. So I want to say I'm proud of you and congratulations, and keep going.
Yes. Absolutely. All gas, no break.
All right. Well, I thank you for your time today. I won't keep you too much longer because I know you're just getting off of work. But make sure you keep up with me. I got your number. You got mine. Anytime you want to come on, if you're on my show and you have anything to say to anything that we have, you're welcome to call. My live number is always up. I gave it to you personally. And, you know, when you do come out with your new music, new videos, or whatever, make sure you hit me up and I'll get it out there. I have all my people, they will subscribe to you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And I want to say thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Aunty B.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you, Tall Cousin. Have a good night.
You too. All right, everybody. Thanks for the love. I appreciate y'all too out there.
Okay.
Cuz
All right. Bye-bye. All right, you guys. That was Tall Cuz. Now, today I've seen some things with Imani, Nipsey's daughter. I'm not sure if you have seen this. I saw it on another YouTube channel, I should say, where it was some situation going on with Imani and Tanisha. I want to share this with you guys.
It's hot out here, and I can't go back inside my mother's house. And then it's the freaking day of my father's death. March 31st, 2019, he died. And they're just screaming at me and doing all of that types of stuff. And I have to be stuck outside all day. I can't ever go back inside our house. I can't go inside my grandpa's house. And it's just, my life isn't perfect. Sometimes, you know, she's fine. She said I can't come back until they're finished cleaning up, and they take the longest time to clean up. Ignore the bumps on my head. They're stress bumps. I tried to go to my grandpa's house. His car is in the front. But he's not answering the door. And so now I'm stuck outside. And then I ended up crying because it's freaking hot out here, and I can't go back inside.
That's sad, you guys. Imani just wants to go in the house. Her mom said that she can't go in the house until she's done cleaning. And you hear her say it, she's out there crying. And she's rubbing her head like this and saying, I have stress bumps. This poor baby is stressed the hell out from all of this. And then on top of it, of all things, today being the 1 year mark for Nipsey's death. And this baby, she remembers this, and she just said it out of her mouth. This is today, March 31st. My dad's been gone a year, and I'm locked outside the house. What kind of mess is that? Who does that? You know, I feel sorry for this little girl, and from my understanding, she was supposed to have been with Samantha anyway. Why is she not with Samantha? And then she goes to her grandfather's house. She said the grandfather's car is outside. So I'm assuming this is Tanisha's father's house or somebody. And she can't go over there because they won't let her in. She's knocking on the door and she sees the car out there. She says she knows they're there, but they're not letting her in the house. Oh. And also, you guys, I have found there was another guy that did a documentary on Nipsey. I'm going to see if I can find this one for you. I know I saved it, so let's see if I can get it to play for you guys.
It helps the video perform very well.
Skip past some of the
in this documentary because it would take away from the whole experience. So I used every Nipsey song that I could use. So
I just skipped past some of the stuff that he has going because it's of no importance. But
not use songs, so on
this is part one, you guys.
Come out as good. So please support the sponsor. And that's it. Those are the 3 things that I want you guys to do. I'd really appreciate it. Other than that,
I'm waiting for it to come on for you so I can put it up. All right, here it goes. I'm watching this with you guys. I'm sorry if it's not big enough for you to see it, but I can't get it to download for you guys to see it. So just bear with me. We'll get it.
Marathon is just about seeing long term, seeing a vision, understanding that nothing really worthwhile happens overnight, and just sticking to your script long enough to make something real happen. Laying a brick every day instead of trying to build a brick wall. Just lay a brick every day. Eventually you look up, you're gonna have a brick wall.
Says the last lap.
Wait a minute, Airman, stop. Stop, Airman. Make a film. Now start doing your dance. Introducing
Slauson boy.
Ermias Ascadome, better known to the world as Nipsey Hussle.
Now, standing at the crossroads, staring at the cosmos. I'm a product of this gangbang. Where we end up, only God knows.
The first time I ever heard of Nipsey Hussle was back in 2009 on a track he was featured on with Drake. The track was called Killer, and this was at a time when Drake's buzz was just starting to begin and he was the hottest new thing out. And you can tell on Nipsey's verse, he's a very articulate individual and that he paints pictures with his lines. Although this verse was very dope, it didn't give me much of an incentive to go check out his own music. About a year and a half later, and in early 2011, Chamillionaire drops a track called When You're On, and it also features Nipsey Hussle. When Drake featured him on a track, I didn't really care too much because I wasn't such a huge Drake fan. But when Chamillionaire did it, I'm a huge Chamillionaire fan, so it made me focus on Nipsey Hussle a lot more. And as the years went on, I watched Nipsey Hussle grow into an amazing artist, a great businessman, and a person with high integrity. But to understand how he got there, we must start at the beginning.
Look, the calendar today is Sunday the 26th.
That's correct.
Sunday 26th.
Nipsey Hussle was born on August 15th, 1985 in South Central Los Angeles in the Crenshaw district. The household he grew up in, his mother and father ended up splitting, but his father was constantly in his life regardless and had a house about 10 minutes away. He grew up with a younger sister and an older brother that we grew to know as Black Sam. Before we continue with Nipsey's life story, I want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, The Ridge. The Ridge makes everyday goods to a standard you do not see every day. They help you streamline your life by turning things you carry like backpacks, chargers, and wallets into tools for better living. Their flagship product is the Ridge Wallet. It was launched in 2013, and over 500,000 men and women use the Ridge Wallet daily. My old wallet is very old. I've had it for well over 8 years now. It's been destroyed and it's useless. I only use a couple cards. I don't really carry cash that often. The Ridge wallet that I got is the one that's carbon fiber. I love carbon fiber. If I could use it on everything, I would. And the quality of
We
this
don't
wallet
need to hear
is
that.
immaculate. I love companies that pay attention to details, and they back up their quality by giving you a lifetime warranty if you love it, and free returns if you don't. And if you
Get
don't
your
like
free
carbon
Ridge
fiber,
wallet
it comes in
today.
Titanium, aluminum, and over a dozen different styles and colors as well. So get your business right like Nipsey did and get this wallet to keep everything organized. The company is offering you guys a 10% off today if you use my code with free worldwide shipping and returns. Go to the code ridge.com/diverse mentality. That's ridge.com/diverse mentality and use the code diverse mentality. A link is in the description below for that. Thank you so much for your time, and let's get back to the video. Once Nipsey got to the age of around 7 or 8 years old, he started falling in love with hip-hop slowly, and the first rap group he fell in love with was Criss Cross. And his goal at the age of 8 was to get signed as a young artist and blow up. So he started writing rhymes but never really told anyone or spit them for anyone. So he just expected people to know and sign him. And when that didn't happen as a young kid, he ultimately ended up giving up on rap and said, let me go explore something else.
You know, I thought I was gonna be like Criss Cross, bro. Really, I thought I was gonna be like a young artist signed when I was a little kid. I guess when I was probably 8, 9, my goal was that by the time I'm 12, 13, I'll be signed and cracking as a little kid artist. And when I wasn't, I was like, fuck rap.
Another thing that contributed to that was that when Nipsey found out how expensive recording equipment was, he ultimately decided that he could not find a way to get that money and that he would quit rapping and find a different way to make money.
I'm trying to put it together, like, how do you rap? Oh, you gotta get a studio, You got how much of studio equipment? Damn, this shit is expensive. Like, I used to go to my homie Jermaine's house across the street, and we'd build a studio in the backyard with no equipment. We'd just be clearing the dirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sweeping the backyard up, like, we're going to build it right here. And then, all right, it should be like 8 feet this way. You know what I'm saying? But just, like, realizing, damn, we don't have the capacity to do this. You know what I mean? We're going to have to get money to do this. We can't just wing it off a dream.
Nipsey often credited his older brother Black Sam for his hustle. He looked up to him in a lot of ways and would always see Black Sam getting money from different avenues, so he started to do his own type of little hustles as a kid.
You know,
in the 6th grade.
Did shine shoes at Chambers Shoe Shine, coincidentally on Slauson. So I just went through every business in the neighborhood like, I need a job. Yeah. And they was like, you too young, you know, you don't have a work permit, you too young. And the only one that gave me a job was a guy by the name of Paul Chambers. Oh, okay. And another young dude named Stephen Chambers. And it was a shoe shine party. I used to get $2.50 for every shoe I shine. Yeah. And my quota was $100 a day, so you can imagine how much. Good money for that age. Yeah, for sure. You know, I bought my whole 6th and 7th grade wardrobe off of that, man, and just learned about saving money and stacking and flipping like early on. So shout out to Chambers, man.
Regardless of that success, he saw his older brother have multiple hustles, so he wanted to have multiple hustles as well. So he started buying candy and selling them for twice the price while working at the shoe place, and the people didn't mind it at all. He also started mowing lawns, watering flowers, whatever he could do around the neighborhood to get an extra dollar. And the main motivation for all this hustling, Nipsey said, was because he wanted to get fresh school clothes whenever he went to school and not bother his parents for that money, because he knew they were barely getting by as it is.
Definitely sold candy, shine shoes, cut grass, water lawns, man, everything. We used to want to go swimming. At the pool, it cost $1 to go swimming. And I used to be a mission to get $1, like to put it together. You know what I mean? And we had asked the lady to help her take her groceries in, give us a quarter or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Or whatever we could do. But yeah, that was
While doing all this side hustling, always in the back of Nipsey's mind was music. So at the age of 11 in the 6th grade, he had a friend by the name of Jermaine Jenkins who lived across the street from him, and he was the one that had a computer. He was the only one on the whole block to have a computer. So he went to his house, they ended up buying a mic, and this is when Nipsey recorded his first song ever. The first instrumental he ever rapped over was Snoop Dogg's title track off his album, The Dogfather.
Yeah, my homeboy Jermaine Jenkins used to live on 60th Street across the street from me. His mom, Miss Juliana Jenkins, used to take us to school every morning. We was young, like elementary. Yeah, you know, he had a computer in his house. Back then, that was a big shit to have a computer. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we found out how to record over instrumentals. Do you remember, like something like this, like plugged into the computer, and we used to just rap over old Snoop Dogg instrumentals. My first one was the Dogfather introduction. Oh, okay. The intro off the Dogfather album. But nah, that was the first record the first time I heard myself on a beat was on the Dogfather intro.
Nipsey was also a very resourceful individual. His grandpa ended up buying Black Sam and Nipsey a computer, but they ended up breaking it. And Nipsey wanted a new one, but they couldn't afford it. So what ended up happening was his grandpa bought him a bunch of books talking about computers. He read them, studied them, and ended up buying computer parts, bringing them back to their house, and built his own computer at a young age.
Nip built our first computer. My grandfather really bought our first computer. We ended up breaking it, throwing it away. And then as we got older, when we wanted a computer, Nip would come home from school with a backpack full of computer parts. And we shared a room, and we shared bunk beds. You know, I was a little older, OCD. I used to, hey, we cleaning up today. He would get pissed off. Like, you ain't going nowhere, you helping me clean the room. And he brought these computer parts, and I'm like, man, we can't keep these in this room. He's like, nah, I'm gonna build a computer. I'm like, man, if you don't get out of here, man. He's like 12 years old. I'm like, man, a computer back then to me was like rocket scientist. So I'm like, there's no way, get this shit out of here. He came back the next day with another piece of a computer. Came back, it took him about a week, maybe 2 weeks, and we just had all computer parts, loose parts on the floor. And he went to a computer auction and bought a case and bought a power supply. And I came home one day, he had the magazine that my grandfather had bought, computer magazines, and he had the computer and it was working, and he turned it on, and I could not believe this.
At the age of 12, his mom saw Nipsey writing music and even recording music, so she recommended him to a program called Watchtowers in Los Angeles. And in this program, they had a bunch of little mini studios for people to learn studio equipment. And there he learned every single thing that he could when it comes to recording music, the right amps that he needed, the right equipment, the right speakers, the right microphone, so on and so forth.
My mom, just knowing I had a passion, she found this community center at the Watchtowers and was like, you know, they offer a class once a week. It's like electronic music. I used to catch the bus to the train and go to the Watchtowers on Saturday and just learn. It was like a classical composer.
Yeah.
He taught us how to use an MPC, which is the beat machine,
yeah,
a 16-track recorder. That was my first exposure to production.
Because of that program, it actually taught him how to produce beats and engineer his own music. Because of those classes, Nipsey initially started out as a producer instead of a rapper. He used to produce for his friend Cuzz Capone, who later on signed on to Nipsey's label, All Money In.
That's a real fact. I used to make beats primarily. Like, I used to make beats for Cuzzy. I don't know if anybody...
Cuzzy?
Yeah, Cuzz Capone. He another artist from LA, from our area. That's crazy. But we grew up in the same studio together and all that. And I used to be the producer and worked on his album as a producer, like with an MPC and with a Trinity rack and all that.
Despite all the side hustles that Nipsey Hussle had at an early age, he still couldn't find enough money to buy a bunch of recording equipment because back then it was very expensive to get anything. So at the age of 13, he started exploring more options, and this is when he started getting involved in gang culture. At the age of 13, he started going out in the streets more and eventually decided to join the Rollin' 60s gang, which was the most dominant gang in the Crenshaw district. And of course, with joining a gang came a bunch of different things, from getting into fights to shootouts with people to selling drugs. Regardless, Nipsey said that in the back of his mind, he always had a bigger plan and knew that he didn't want to be a gangbanger the whole time. He started realizing that in gangs, when he sold drugs, he made a lot more money than if he was doing it legally. And this is what gave him hope to finally stack up money to buy a studio, get studio equipment, and actually start recording his own music. Once he finally went to high school in the 9th grade at age 14, he decided to finally drop out of school. He wasn't performing well in school, having bad grades, but he had the potential to do very well. And a teacher saw this and asked him if he could perform better in school. And before he dropped out, he decided to do at least one more semester and got basically all A's and B's just for that teacher. And then he decided to ultimately drop out.
I did go to high school for 9th and 10th grade, and I was very capable, you know what I mean? But I wasn't focused on academics. Mm-hmm. I remember, you know, I had F's and D's every semester except 1 year. And one of my English teachers was like, bro, you smart. Like, you know what I'm saying? What you doing? And I just did all my homework and focused for one semester and got like 5 A's, 2 B's. Just because I peeped game, and he was interested in my well-being, and he was sincere. So I was like, I'm going to meet you halfway, and I did real well, and I stopped going to school.
He says he decided to drop out because it gave him a lot more time to focus on hustling and to focus on creating his music. But his mom did not like that at all. When she found out he dropped out and was basically dedicating his life to the streets, she ended up changing the locks on her door and kicked him out completely. She saw that he also carried a lot of guns around him, and she wasn't fond of that either. So when he got kicked out, he decided to live with his grandma, which was even more in the hood.
Around 9th grade, about 15, I stopped going to school and all that. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I was on some other shit, thinking I'm grown, starting to get a little money and shit, grinding and all that, selling my little weed. Mom's like, you know what I'm saying? She knew what time it was. So if I bring a gun in the house, she understand that. You know what I'm saying? But she wasn't with that, smoking weed, hanging out all day. She not with that. Because that's, you know what I'm saying? She don't respect that. So when I was at my mama's shit, a lot of shit I could do when I left, I couldn't do over there. You know what I'm saying? So when I left, I went to live with my granny down the street on 5th Ave. Mama house is in the hood, but my granny house is in the hood. You feel what I'm saying? So when I moved over there, I was around the homies all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? I was still getting my little money and shit. I fell under a gang of the older homies and all that. And I started banging the hood. I put on the turf and started pressing the hood. And like, you already know everything come with that, my nigga. If you from LA, everybody already know. If you ain't, everything that's in the streets. Once you start gangbanging, you gonna be involved with selling dope, selling weed, whatever the case may be. If it's out there, you gonna be involved in it. So once a nigga really like jumped the broom and started pressing this 6-0 shit, it was like everything that the streets had to offer. You know what I'm saying? I signed up for. Just niggas I was around was going to do them, you know what I mean, do they stuff. I always kind of like, I'm not ready to go sit down for 100 years for this shit. So.
Which provoked him to get more into street activities. Thus came the name Thundercat. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you want to support this channel further, you can do so at patreon.com/diversementality.
We can get the rest of the show. He was done with this for today. I'm gonna get the rest of it, hopefully, and we can watch it at another time. But I hope you guys like that part of it at least. More of a insight of what we were getting about his life in the younger years. Some things we knew, some things we didn't. But still in all, that's what we have. There has been a lot of people doing a lot of different things as far as tributes and memorials for Nipsey today. Pretty Face has done some things. Let's see. Kev Mac Video has also done some things. Tanique Reviews, I'm sure he has done some things. I've tried reaching out to Alexis to have Alexis come on today, and I have not gotten a response from Alexis at all. But a lot of it has been, you know, rest in peace to Nipsey, and Tanique has put up his thing on Nipsey Hussle again for those who want to watch it. I'm not sure if it's still up. Yep, he still has it up, you guys. I will put that one up for us to watch part of that as well now.
It's life like it was mine. Never settling, but setting every goal high. 1,000 burpees on the path to my own destruction or success. But what is a mistake without the lesson? See, the best teacher in life is your own experience. None of us know who we are until we fail. They say every man is defined by his reaction to any given situation. Well, who would you want to define you? Someone else or yourself? Whatever you do, homie, give your heart to it and stay strong. Stay strong.
Picture me rolling, tip of my chauffeur. Niggas look jealous, gotta control it. Reaching my quota, mixing my soda. Feeling connected to God, trying to get closer. Stepping on roaches, me and my loasters. Just trying to get over, try not to get swallowed by locusts. Trying to stay focused, kinda like Moses. Like somebody chose us, sweat on my shoulder. I feel these emotions, but still I keep going. Depending on what poet. I've been through the motions. I'm feeling heroic. But life is a dice game, and I dare you to blow it. You might get a strike, man, but that ain't gonna pay for the strollers. It's never enough to console her. Tell her your daddy a soldier. She needs you right now in this moment. Now dead on your back pushing roses. So me, I'm just carving a sculpture. And fine-tuning my approaches. Doubling back as the owner. The moment of truth is opponents. Call the promoters.
Rolling. With my friends, not a worry. Then we get stopped by the police. Gotta make it home to my baby. These days niggas going crazy. Gotta make it home to my baby. 'Cause these days they say me.
right here is a guy who looks like Snoop Dogg. Damn. But he ain't Snoop Dogg. Well, you do look.
I get that all the time.
What's your name, man? You new and upcoming, but you're at this summit. What's your name? Where you from?
My name Nipsey Hussle. I'm from LA, Slauson and Crenshaw area, you know.
Okay, well, Nipsey Hussle, that's named after Nipsey Russell, the comedian.
Correct, yes, yeah.
So talk a little bit about yourself, man. What brings you up here, up and coming, and, you know, how come you're not blinging and having all kind of crazy diamonds and all that? I guess you're here to get your money right, huh?
All the time. I mean, you know, all that is cool for the image and all that, but all them is liabilities, you feel me? I'd rather invest in some real estate, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, can you repeat that again, man? You're up and coming artist. What did you say you want to do?
I say invest in some assets as opposed to trick off my money on some liabilities like diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Cars that lose value, so you drive them off the lot.
So you're trying to get land.
Exactly, homie. A real asset. Take care of my peoples, cause you know it look good, but at the end of the day, you losing value, homie. It ain't appreciating. It's depreciating.
See, he's been on that the whole time, you guys.
Why do you think it's so hard for people to get that message? You know, I mean, 1.5, you get guys that say they got to impress the females. Female ain't trying to talk to you unless you blinged out. On the other hand, you got other people feel like they got to show off to the homies and impress them with their riches. I mean, what do you think is how do we get that out of that mindset?
Man, I feel like that's insecurity. Material things ain't nothing, you feel me? At the end of the day, it's who you is, you know? You wasn't born with it, you gonna die without it. So if you feel you need some diamonds or some jewelry to get at a female, it's because you feel you lack something within yourself, you know what I mean? So all that, as far as that angle, it's like I feel that's insecurity.
Now talk a little bit about yourself, man. You out here, what you say, Slauson, right off Crenshaw and all that, right? What, he's Egyptian?
No, East Africa.
Oh, see, she got it all wrong. She got
the continent right, though.
Yeah, you got the continent. Okay, well, you know, she said he's Egyptian, you know. Ethiopia is a little bit different, man. It's a little bit over to the west, you know. She didn't take classes there.
Good, though. She got the continent right, though. You know what I mean? I'm African, but I'm from LA, though. You know what I mean?
All right, talk a little bit about what you're doing and how you're trying to make a difference in terms of the West Coast scene out here right now. How you trying to fit in? What's your angle?
I mean, I'm just representing what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? From a perspective of a young dude that been out in these streets in LA, you feel me? I'm just, you know, giving it to him raw and uncut. But at the same time, I'm not glorifying this violence that's popping out here because it ain't nothing to glorify. You know what I'm saying? I'm just really, it's like, I look at my music like a snapshot of my neighborhood, you feel me?
What's your neighborhood like, man? Lots of big houses, pools, nice police officers and everything?
No, nothing like that, you feel me? You know,
do they protect and serve in your neighborhood?
No, you feel me? They react. The police react. They don't stop nothing. It's still people getting killed, still robberies popping. Everything happen, they just react to it. You know what I'm saying? They take you to jail and make money off you after it happens. They don't stop nothing, though. You feel me? The police don't protect and serve nothing. They just react to it. You feel me?
So let me ask you, you know, LA right now has been experiencing a lot of black and brown stuff, you know, a little violence going on there. What would you say to that? And somebody in your neighborhood coming from where you at, what message do you give so people can maybe see things in a different light?
I mean, I feel like, you know, we got a common enemy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel we got time to be beefing. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. That's divide and conquer, you know what I'm saying? That's Willie Lynch, you know what I mean? We got a common enemy in these capitalists that's taking control of our assets and colonizing what we doing. As far as rap music, as far as our continent we came from, our culture and all that, like, we got a common enemy, so we ain't got time to have issues amongst ourselves. The same as well as a black on black. I'm talking about, I made it to the point now where a motherfucker from Missoula, Montana can tell you more about the hood than a nigga from the hood. You feel me? Can tell you about some crippin' and blood more than a nigga that's in that lifestyle. It's because they got it under a microscope. They so fascinated, and it's so much of a phenomenon to them, and it's so entertaining to see us kill each other, and it's so exciting to them that, you know, they got it under a microscope. They damn near study everything a nigga do, from a nigga walk to a nigga talk to the type of music we do. And I ain't talking about black and white. I'm just talking about, you know, street and non-street, like, you know, gutter and suburb. You know what I mean? Like, just have not and haves. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not just on black and white. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of that too. But like you said, it's like everything else. Africa was full of natural resources, but they do. All the diamonds, they came and got it. All the gold, they came and got it. All the niggas, they came and got us. You know what I mean? It's the continent is raped of all its resources. So, you know what I mean? I guess the word they call it is colonialism, when they come and colonize your land and take the resources.
That nigga just thought you was a regular gangbang.
Yeah, you know, like I said,
using words like that.
Yeah, you know, we said it earlier. Like I educated myself. At one point I was ignorant and lost, but like you got to know yourself before you do anything. Before you can make a record, before you can have an opinion, you gotta know yourself. So, you know, the same thing going on with rap music, the same thing going on with all of our culture. Whether it's gangbanging, whether it's trapping down south, whether it's hip hop, whatever it is, like, you know, if a motherfucker see it as an asset or as a resource, we don't got no means to go get it. You know what I mean? Other than our little pistols and handguns, we got choppers and all that. These niggas got millions of dollars, institutions set up, like the LAPD, like the feds, like the FBI. All this is their army. And their army make it to where you can inflict your will. Meaning if a motherfucker don't want to do it from an agreement, you can come take it. If a nigga don't want to agree and do it verbally, well, you got an army to come enforce your will. So we that's what we lack. You know what I mean? We don't have no army that's going to come protect our natural resources because our shit is divided. You know what I'm saying? We don't even understand how we connected because, oh, you a blood, I'm from 60s, fuck you, or you from over, I'm from 60s, fuck you, or you from A-Tray, I'm from 60s, fuck you. And that's a fucked up mentality to have.
Yo, he trying to teach young niggas other shit. You feel what I'm saying?
That's what I'm finna say, like, you know, like my nigga J-Rock from Bonnie Hunters, I'm from 60s. You know what I'm saying? We came together with our moves. You know what I mean? Because for a minute, it was the undertone in the street was, oh, Nipsey don't fuck with J-Rock. J-Rock don't fuck with Nipsey. Them niggas got issues and all that. So we took a natural step to just sit down and chop it, like, and I fuck with the nigga based on the type of nigga he is, not based on who he is, where he come from, based on the nigga he is before all that, and vice versa. And now, you know what I mean, I'm good over there. I can go through the Nickersons, my nigga. They know where I'm from, but it's a mutual respect. You can come to on Bryanhurst and on 10th Ave, and niggas gonna respect me. Yeah. So, you know, and that's the example we trying to set. You know, this shit been going on for decades. And a lot of niggas, that mentality grew into cancer and killed them. You know what I mean? So that's why a nigga want to reverse the mind state in our city. And that's what my whole movement is about. You know what I mean? Niggas might see me as he's a hypocrite because his video is him with his homies throwing his hood up. But nah, you know, I'm just...
Representing where you from.
I'm expressing the culture of my city. Yeah. So, you know, and I'm not talking to you niggas that would even say that. I'm talking to the niggas that's listening, the young niggas that's coming up looking at a Nipsey or a J-Rock or a Game or a Snoop Dogg as quote-unquote inspiration.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you like I love you and I don't even know you. But on hood, if I don't love you, I'm going to tell you whatever. I'm going to tell you what's in my benefit. If I love you, I'm going to tell you what's in your benefit. And repeating the mistakes niggas like us made, the niggas before us and the niggas before them made, is not in your benefit. You know, what's in your benefit is to get around shit like this. To get behind the camera.
$100 million niggas.
Yeah.
So, we provide an opportunity. That's what we got to say.
That's it.
Nipsey Hussle, me and my partner Big U discovered Nipsey Hussle. That's a fact. It's fact. My partner Big U came home from the penitentiary after 14 years and said, I'm from 60s and I want to get in the music industry. And we went and tried to look for music. And he was giving me music. And then he brought me this thing called Slauson Boys. And I listened to it. I'm like, yo, who's this kid? He says, I don't know. I got to ask the homies.
You know, and people started asking for him. One day I'm on Slauson and Crenshaw. Big draws. Steve LaBelle, they rolled up on me. They said they wanted to hear some hood shit. So I took them up to the liquor store right up the street, got the hood shit. When I showed them Nip video, me and Nip video, the mouse dropped to the ground. And they been on ever since.
They came back and said his name is Nipsey Hussle. I'm like, damn, that name is amazing. And there's a Nipsey Russell. I said, I want to see what he looks like. So we went to the hood, to the liquor store, and pulled out this DVD with this hanger from the bulletproof thing in the liquor store. Pulled it out, went back to his house, watched the DVD, and I'm like, wow, this guy looks like Snoop. I gotta meet this kid. And Nipsey pulled up. And after that, it was amazing. I loved the kid. I loved his persona. I loved everything about him.
Stevie Lovell? Yeah, Stevie Lovell. That's my manager. But I met Steve Lovell through one of my homeboys and also his partner in my management, Big U. So basically what happened, Big U came home from the penitentiary. He had did 13 years. And my movement was already in progress as far as, mixtapes
States, being in the streets, doing shows and all that, and just developing the buzz in LA. And Big U came home, introduced me to Steve. Steve was a 20-year vet in the industry. So Steve had all the relationships with the A&Rs and the DJs, the labels, the artists, exactly. So when I pressed play on my music, for him, he started believing in it, and he just opened up his whole Rolodex too. You know what I mean?
Nipsey Hussle is about to be one of the biggest rappers. That's your dude. Tell me how you and Nipsey got together.
Oh, well, that's my little homeboy. We grew up in the same neighborhood I did. When I came out, I was out about 2 years, and I heard his music. And after I heard his music, I took a liking to it. I felt he could be the next one to take us both to the next level.
Hip-hop, in my opinion, was when I was like growing up. So Nas, Jay, Big, Snoop. And I said to Felly, I was like, bro, like, this is the hottest shit in LA right now. This can't be it. Like, no disrespect to Hot Dollar. It was just like decent music. And he was like, well, there's this kid Nipsey Hussle, but he's a real street dude. I don't know if you're going to want to, he's in the mix out there. So I flew home, and then that night I just went on MySpace. And I looked him up, and he had like one song on there. This song called Bullets Ain't Got No Names. And I was like, yo, this is fucking incredible. I named my company Cinematic because when you think of whoever your guys' favorite artists are in here, like if you close your eyes and just like listen to the music, they're gonna paint a picture for you. You know what I mean? Like, and it's cinematic, it's visual. So I listened to Bullets Ain't Got No Names, and I felt like I was on 60th and Crenshaw with him, like, experiencing that. So immediately I flew back out there, signed Nip.
I really came directly straight out the streets into this music. Like, I was doing music forever, but I fell back. You feel me? So when my situation presented itself, I was full throttle, full time, knee deep in the streets. And I just fell back into the studio after dropping one dime when I seen the situation that was real. You know what I mean? Because I had put years into it and time into it, and it all ended with the police raiding my shit, taking my equipment, and bucking me up, and me having to fight my case, my brother going to the pen. So, at that point, we lost everything. The house that we had got foreclosed on. Cars got taken. The jewelry got taken in the raids. The studios got taken. Everything I took. The stores that we had, the shops, we had a t-shirt store on Crenshaw and Slauson. Slauson tees that got taken. So everything crumbled, you feel me? And I was just like, at one of my lowest points. I'm a real nigga. I'm always pushed through it. I was just like, I gotta get money. I gotta get back in the streets and do what I do. It just so happened at that time, this is the deal situated. Niggas started hearing my tapes and started wanting to get back and create lanes for West Coast artists, and everybody wants to come to the table and offer a deal. So here I am again. I'm like, fuck it, let me give it one more try. Let me give it one more push. The way that the record deal developed was it was a fruit of our labor. You feel me? At the end of the day, that was the overall goal since day one, was to get either a distribution deal for our label or to be signed to a major label as an artist. You feel me? That was the whole objective since day one. So, you know what I'm saying? Now here we is 2008, the shit, and finally we didn't reach that goal. That ain't the final destination, but that was one of our major goals, to get that deal.
I mean, these folks found you, or you found them? How did that go about?
No, they found me, They was kind of like looking for what we was doing. LA, it's a void in LA. It ain't no LA music coming out right now. You feel me? So
yeah, hip hop's kind of boring right now, my nigga.
Yeah, straight business, homie. The South doing their stuff, but other than that, it's like, we ain't hear nothing from the East, from the West. It's really just all in the South right now. That's a good thing, but it's a demand for some West Coast music. So they was asking around, like the nigga I signed to, John Shapiro. He got a deal up there in Sony. He got a label at Sony called Cinematic Music Group. He used to manage Felly Fail, manage High Tech. He asked Felly, like, who's the nigga on the West? Felly, like, man, it's a nigga named Nipsey. Slauson boy, he from 60s, you need to holler at him. Like, he can go, like, we fuck with cuzz. So he checked my MySpace out, got in contact with my folks and all that. And since that day, everything he said he was gonna do, he done made happen. He like, I'm gonna get you a deal. It's nothing. I can walk in any one of these labels, we can get this shit done. Like, I'm gonna get you in with these big producers, we're gonna get some big records and make this shit happen. Well, the deal I got a unique situation. because you know, that was kind of like they wanted to do the jig. It wasn't like we got it them with a demo, they got it us with an offer. So we had a little bit of leverage to negotiate. So they don't own no publishing. You know what I'm saying? I'm signed directly to the label. There's no middleman, there's no production company in between it. It's a one album with 3 options. So basically what that means is it's a 1 album deal with 3 options of the label. So where, you know what I'm saying, based on the success of the first project, they got the option to keep you for 3 more. So it's
all the options on their side.
On their side, exactly.
Okay.
It's always on the label side.
Okay.
Always. You feel me? If anything, it'll be a one-off, which would mean like one album deal, and we sit down and get after this album. But they're not gonna never do that to something they investing money in. You feel me? They want a commitment. They want at least 3 or 4 albums.
I was hollering at Max Boy, Jazzy D, and he was talking about Master P as far as holding 85% of all his publishing and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
That's sort of like how your deal is right now, or
no?
Are you sharing some of your publishing with these cats?
No. Well, as of right now, I own 100% of my publishing. You know what I'm saying? All of it, yeah, off top.
What they getting out the deal?
They getting back end royalties. You feel me? They getting merchandising. They getting a piece of my touring because they getting more money up front for that shit. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get a piece of my when I do big shows and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Usually the artists hold on to
touring and merchandising.
Right.
Yeah, but they got a thing called a 360 deal because what it is now, the labels ain't making money off record sales. They're making money off digital downloads, ringtones, and a thing called a 360 deal, which is what they'll do. They'll say, look, you a hot artist, we finna invest into you, we gonna blow you up, but you gonna have leverage to capitalize off of that by doing shows for buku amounts of money. You know what I'm saying? By doing merchandising deals with Reebok, like Jay-Z, or like 310 Motors with Game. You feel me? That goes straight all to the artist. The label don't eat. And they like, damn, we put marketing money behind you and blowing you up into this household name that make these companies want to put money into you and do deals with you, but we not eating off of it. So what they do now is they'll say, all right, yep, we're going to give you so-and-so amount of money up front on top of your artist advance for signing this deal, but we want 15% for 2 years of your merchandising and your touring. And I'll be like, no, y'all can't have 15%. Y'all can have 10% for this amount of money for 2 years. And they'd be like, all right, shoot.
And that's how Puma came in, you guys.
They gonna say. It is what it is. Whatever niggas say, it's what it is. We all eating, we all getting money, my nigga. I'm in a good position. I'm happy. I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? We got our foot in the door. You know what I mean? The big homie made his position felt. Got me on the Pac album, got me sent to Japan, you know what I'm saying? Been putting money in the nigga pocket, you know what I'm saying? Niggas automatically want to make an assumption, oh, that's that Suge Knight shit, cause woo. All right, man, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, cause we crips, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? So it's a mutual understanding as homeboys before this money and this music shit, you feel me?
Yeah, basically before my deal and before I really had an outlet to get my music out, I was just full-time hustling and part-time rapping. Like, I always had a passion for rap music, and I was always trying to create the situation to where I could do this full time. I got money on the street for a while. I wasn't making $1 million in the street. I ain't gonna tell that lie. We got hundreds of thousands in the street, though, me and my brother. We did that at an early age. I was on Crenshaw and Slauson, I was on Bryanhurst, I was on 10th Avenue, them was my blocks. I had my whole hood on smash at a point in time. Everybody was getting their work from me. I kind of stepped away from that consciously because I seen what was going on. Dudes that I knew personally get football numbers that was my age, get hundreds and hundreds of years doing the same thing that I was doing. I told myself in my head, like, the main thing I told myself was like, sometimes you got to take 2 steps back to take 10 forward. I mean, I got to fall back from having my jewelry, you know what I mean, having my everyday money, riding around the hood on leather and chrome, smoking weed all day, calling the homies up. You got that for me? For sure. Going to pick up 200 here, 500 here, 1,000 here, and that's my day. I had to let go of that luxury, go back to being a young dude that was pinching every penny. Maybe he had $20 a day to spend, 10 on a sack of weed, 10 to eat, just so I could stay creative and work. And it was hard for my ego. And I was used to being that young fly nigga, take my pick of whatever female I want, at all the parties, all the clubs, all the spotlight was on me. I did everything with my process, point A to point Z. I went out and made the relationships with the producers.
I took the music into my house, imported it to Pro Tools, graded the shit out, recorded myself, ran from the Pro Tools to the mic and back and forth, bounced it down, burnt it on CD, took it into the street, promoted myself, sold it myself, went to these meetings, articulated my vision to the label, signed the deal, put my first foot forward to the street with my mixtape series. This was all me. So if my engineer tell me, oh, we can't do that, I engineer, my nigga, so you get out the seat, let me take care of that. Or if my team say, oh, that's not gonna work. If you go to Queens or Manhattan or Brooklyn and you want to go to every high school and surround their high schools and really do grassroots promotion, they know, oh, that's not gonna connect. When you don't do it, then I'll do it, because I've done this and I know the effect it has. I ain't got to my millions in this industry yet. We still on them hundreds of thousands. We trying to get to that million. Me as a new artist coming in, so I'm used to this type of money because it's not to the point where it's rap money, $1 million, $2, $3 million, $5 million, and then Hollywood money, $10 million. It's not to that right now. It's to the 50,000s and 100,000s and 20,000. So I understand the mentality behind that money. I understand that that's not money that changes your life. I understand that you don't go hit the club and spend 5 racks at night off of your advance. You know what I'm saying? Because I done did that with my street money and woke up the next day with no work. And a gang of niggas calling my phone up, and I'm missing all this money because I balled out last night. And I hit the club crazy, and I felt like I was that nigga for the one night, as opposed to having a consistent progress. Hustle in the house. All money in, no money out. Even less talk money. These are all titles off my mixtape. You know what I'm saying? R60C to the day I die. I'm from Slauson. I got a lot of concepts and titles that revolve around the state of this violent world we live in. 1 second, I have this standpoint. But then on the next record, I might take a different standpoint and speak on this topic from the perspective of intelligence, of somebody that wants to change this problem, somebody that wants to resolve the conflict. Then I might speak on it from a position of somebody that's actively involved in this, hustle in the house. Then I might speak on it from somebody that feels trapped in this. So it's a gang of different perspectives of how this state of reality is real and how it affects everybody. And that's kind of like the theme of Bullets Ain't Got No Names as the title of my series. Volume 1, 2, and 3 is all different, spins off of that. Every song represents a different position that you can take on that topic, as if it was a debate.
Right now I'm in LA, right here on Sauce and Crenshaw. I'm showing my boy Nipsey Hussle. What up, world? Y'all know what it is, day in the life, you know. My boy 4W is out here doing us at the world famous Sauce and Avenue store, flagship store, Crenshaw brand hustle shit. Chillin' dope, man. Like I said, we on a video marathon, gang of shit coming to World Store. Album coming out soon, mixtapes and shit coming. Sauce Boy mixtapes and drums. So yeah, check this out, man. Right now we're on Sauce and Avenue. We're right here in front of Nipsey Hussle's shop, Sauce and Avenue. He's got all the shirts, those Crenshaw shirts that you guys might have seen all around. Those are this is where you get them at. Or you can get them online at www.sauceandav.com. See, for all those people who don't know, Nipsey is not just a rapper. He got his own business going, and not only that, man, he's you've done already 3 videos, 3 movies. Yeah, 3 films under the belt. You know, I'm tell them what movies. Just diving in the Hollywood thing a little bit. The names of the movies, one of them was called Love Chronicles 2. Another one was called The Wrath of Cain, and the last one I did was called I Tried. So I had three roles. All of them were speaking roles. You know what I mean? I feel like my last one nailed it. You know what I mean? So I got my SAG shit going. So, you know what I mean? But I'm focused on music first. I just, you know, when people reached out, I made acquaintances with Ving Rhames. We became friends. So, you know, he had some films he was involved in, and one that he wrote specifically for me. So I tried it out. I like it. And when the time is right, I dive back into it. Yeah. You got that new single popping. Lloyd, feeling myself, featuring Lloyd. Shout out my nigga Lloyd. Shout out 15 out of the nothing. Yeah, that's all I do. And when I step in, this is where Nipsey grew up too, man. It's the parking lot that, you know what I'm saying, I first started selling my shit on my trunk, and it wasn't no t-shirt store. It was Quick and Split before it was Macklin. This was a clothing store. Somebody else owned about 15, 14 out in the parking lot going up. Go selling music. We were doing what all these young niggas do, trying to get money around here, grinding. And we transitioned to music. We transitioned to hard music. And then, you know what I'm saying, built from that foundation. And then we came back and started the store. And this is actually the second store. We had one 2 doors down. The police raided. I went to jail. My brother went to jail. Y'all heard about it on the records. Moving back out. So it's the new improvement. That's why I'm smoking my stuff. You feel me? My balls.
You know what I mean? This is all my folks. Family on. My nigga Red Paul. You know what I mean? Nigga Prosper back there doing his thing. Pops. You know what I mean? We here. Zoning out. You know what I mean? We fans of the music too. We got Tiger playing in the background. Gucci playing in the background. Got mixtapes to see. We doing us. This is hood right here. You see that? This you can come to this t-shirt shop. We got the bottom, bro. We got the mixtape shit cracking. Shout out to Saucy Boys. You know what I mean? Got that new exclusive on it. You can get this at Saucy T. This is a mixtape ain't released yet. I'm making it, bro. This the Saucy Boys mixtape. There goes the neighborhood Volume 1. Bro, this is my homie right here. Yep. Oh, classic. You know what I mean? We chillin' live. I'm Crenshaw, Saucy neighborhood, neighborhood, Jordan Towers. And we out. Marathon continues. Hustle.
That's what's up, man.
Coming out of like that epic situation, because I felt like when you dropped that single with Lloyd, I remember we were one of the stations in Vegas that supported.
Okay, you guys. My arms is getting tired. I don't know if you guys want to still keep watching this or what. I can still keep playing it for you. I don't know if you guys want to keep watching it. Or what. Okay, D, you leaving me? Good night. I don't know if you guys want to keep watching it. Audrina, I don't know if you guys want to still watch it. All I see is 2 people in the chat. If you guys could hit the thumbs up so I'll know how many people is in here. I only see 2 people still here. So if you guys want to still continue watching this, put a 1 in the chat. I'll know. I'll let it continue to play. But if not, let me know. You guys want to still watching this? Put a 1 in the chat if you still want to watch it. You guys there? If you want to watch it, put a 1 in the chat. Juice, are you still here? Adrena, are you still here? Chocolate Dream, are you still here? Chocolate Kisses, are you still here? If you guys want to watch it, put a 1 in the chat and I'll let it keep playing. Alright, you guys, I'll let it play. Just 1 second. Let me get it back to it. I'll let the rest of it play out. Well, you guys, that was it. That was the end of it. So, I guess we don't have any more to watch of it. That was the end of it for that part of it. So, all right, you guys. Thank you for watching and have a good night. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Love you.
Okay.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me.